and action! Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, it's a rarity. My hair is actually down for a change. I tried to straighten it, but it ended up looking like an ocean. So today I'm going to be showing you my top 25 favourite films of all time that I own myself. It kind of excludes horrors because, well actually I don't know, because it doesn't really make sense bearing in mind horrors is actually one of my favourite film genres. So I just don't seem to own many horrors. I think I own one and out of them all. So I do apologise about that. And it also excludes Christmas films because they're just in a league of their own. Well, it does include one Christmas film. So let's get started in no particular order. Mean Girls! You have to love it. I'm not a massive fan of the second one as much as the first one. The first one is just the best. The actresses are so funny in it. And, you know, it's got one of my favourite actresses, Amanda Seyfried, in it, so it's a good film. And, you know, on Wednesdays, we wear pink. Next we have the amazing Edward Scissorhands. There we are. The light was in the way. This is such an odd film. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty weird, but I really like it because it's just about this guy who has a pair of scissors as hands, pretty much in the name, and it's just good. You have to watch it. It's just one of those films you have to watch because it's just full of craziness, but it's good. It's a good film. Watch it now. Number 3, we have a Disney classic, Lady and the Tramp. This film is just so cute, about two dogs that fall in love. One's a stray and the other one's from quite a nice family. And it's just so cute and Disney-ish, if that's some sort of good explanation for a Disney. Whoa, that nearly went in the camera. Love Actually. It's just such an amazing film about loads of different families and couples and their love stories, and it's just so romantic and Christmassy, and I just love it. I recommend you buy it because it's a really good film. You'll often find it in charity shops. No word of a lie, any charity shop you go in, probably 99.9% of the time you'll find Love Actually in there. Not quite sure why though, bearing in mind it's one of the best films ever made. But there we are. Go watch this. Next we have Annie. This is an absolute classic. It's a musical and it's just amazing. It's a fairly oldish film now, but it's one of those films, again, it's one of those films you have to watch at least once in your life. I mean, I could watch it more than once, probably in a day. It's just that great. So, you know, about a girl who's orphaned and she finds a new family who are quite rich, and it's just a great film. And the person who lives in the orphanage, well, the woman who owns the orphanage is really not a nice lady. And you know, it's very action-packed for a musical. It's very action-packed. So go watch Annie. Next DVD we have is High School Musical. Yeah, it may sound, you know, I know there's so many people out there who really do not like High School Musical. They say it's cringy and corny. Yes, it is a little bit cheesy in parts, but it's just a film you have to see because it's just cute and it reminds you of being back at school again. Which brings me to the next film of High School Musical 2, which is the follow-up, obviously, of High School Musical. And this is when they go on summer vacation. In England we call it a holiday. And, you know, it's just a great film. You need to go watch these two if you haven't already. We have Stuart Little, and I absolutely love this film, about a mouse who goes on just lots of different adventures. You need to go buy this film if you haven't already got it because it is so good. It's just a legendary movie. Next we have Let It Go! We have Frozen, guys. Frozen is just a Disney classic. I think pretty much everyone I know has watched Frozen, and you know, you're just gonna have to go buy it if you haven't already watched it because you haven't lived. Well, I guess you have lived, but you are missing out. Then there is Daddy Daycare, which is a very comical film about two dads who start a day nursery. There's so much chaos. They don't really know how to run one properly, and it's just hilarious. Go watch it because I think you'll all enjoy this. Then we have The Good Old Woman in Black. This is an absolute great film. I'm surprised it's only a 12. I think it should be at least a 15. But you know, it's one of those really jumpy films. Oh hello, the clock has decided to start chiming. Anyway, moving on. A great film, and I've even been to the house that it's filmed at, that scary house. It's actually in a very small village not that far away from where I live, which is quite bizarre. But it's a really nice property. My singing teacher is friends with the person who lives there, so you know, it's cool. But yes, a well-recommended film starring Daniel Radcliffe. Next film we have is Wild Child, starring Emma Roberts, and this film shows like American girl going into an English boarding school. She's a bit of a diva, this girl, comes in, starts ruling the roost, and she tries to break all the rules to try and get out of this boarding school. And it's a really good film, I really enjoyed it, and I think you will too. Number 13, oh, it's upside down. Wait, yeah, it's upside down. The Fault in Our Stars, it's such a lovely film. Stars one of my favourite actresses, Shailene Woodley, and one of my favourite actors, Ansel Elgort. And oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, and so sad at the same time. It's one of those light and nice teen romance, sad films you have to watch. But make sure you take a tissue when you watch it, because it will make you cry. It will make you cry. Next is a classic, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original. And if you like chocolate, you're bound to love this film. My favourite bit in the movie is when they go up in the bubble tunnel. That is already like suspenseful. Is that a word? Is suspenseful a word? I hope it is. Anyway, it's such a suspenseful, if that is a word, film. But yeah, it's like what's around the bend. We have Lassie, the 2004-5 film. Can't think, it's the most recent Lassie anyway. And it's a really cute film about a dog that runs away. And it's just so cute, so sad, so worrying. And then it's a nice happy ending. So yeah, I really like Lassie. If you like doggies, if you like animals, then you'll like Number 16, we have Paddington. Now this is quite a recent film, and it's so funny, like just about this bear that comes from Peru, and he comes to London, starts a new life with the Brown family, and it's such a good film. It stars Hugh Bonneville and quite a few well-known faces like Julie Walters. So yeah, I really recommend it. It is great. I really enjoyed it. So I have Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. I always have to read that bit because it's so easy to forget the actual main title. But it's such a good film, great for the family, and I really found it funny. I was looking forward to watching it, and it exceeded my expectations. Then we have The Incredible Mrs. Doubtfire, which stars one of my favourite actors, once again, but a different actor, Robin Williams. And I just love this film, it's so funny. I'm not going to ruin it because you just have to watch it for yourself. It might not look like anything funny, but it's one of my favourites, definitely would probably be in my top 5. So if you haven't already seen it, please watch it. I can't recommend it enough. It's hilarious. Nanny McPhee. Nanny McPhee is such a good film. Like, I remember watching it in the cinema at the Odeon, and it was hilarious. It's full of fun and surprises. Nanny McPhee goes to look after this single dad's children. I think it's meant to be set in a kind of different era, but they just get up to so much mischief, and they all hate Nanny McPhee because she's all ugly and horrible looking, and it's just a great film. Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. This is a very sad and quite hard-hitting film. It's one you have to watch. It's based on the book The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, and it is just a really nice film, but very moving and kind of shocks you into the reality of what the Holocaust must have been like. You just have to watch it for yourself to really see, and it might make a bit of an Heidi. I really like this film. It's based on the book Heidi, about the girl who lives in the Swiss Alps with her great uncle, and it's just great. She then gets sent to Frankfurt and moves in with this really posh, horrible lady. and it's just such a great film. I don't want to spoil it like all the rest of the films that I've showed you today, but I think you should watch it. It's just great. I love it. 22, we have Ratatouille. Ratatouille is a very good film. To be honest, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I kind of forgot what actually happened. It's been so long since I last saw it, but from what I can remember, it was an actual really good film, and you should watch it. Next we have Now is Good. Now is Good is very similar to The Fault in Our Stars. I always call it the British version of Fault in Our Stars. It's about a girl living with cancer, and it ends quite tragically, but it's such a good film. Romance blossoms. It stars Dakota Fanning and Jeremy Irvine. It actually came out before The Fault in Our Stars did, to be fair, so you know this was the first one. But it is actually a great film, and I don't think it gets as much credit as it should. 24, we have Matilda, which is a really good film based on Roald Dahl's book, and about a girl with an extraordinary magic power, and she loves reading, and it's just really good. And she goes to live with her lovely teacher, Miss Honey, and instead of her parents who are really horrible to her and are quite nasty. So it's just a lovely, happy, go clappy film, and it was my favourite film when I was younger, and I still love it to this day. And last but not least, Mr. Bean's Holiday. Such a good film, so funny. Mr. Bean goes to Paris and he meets this boy on the train along the way, and it's just hilarious. He gets up to mischief as Mr. Bean does, and I can't recommend enough. If you love Mr. Bean, you're going to absolutely love this. Unless you've seen it already, in which case you probably already do love it. So that is the end of my vlog, everybody. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're feeling in the mood, please subscribe. I love you all, and I'll be vlogging next week sometime. Can't believe it's almost over. The week has nearly gone already. So it just goes so fast. But yeah, see you soon. Goodbye.